So let me start with some of these slides here in terms of diabetes. Let's start with the blood vessels. Like I said, diabetes is insidious in the sense that it affects both the vessels, blood vessels, and the neurologic system. But let's start with the blood vessels because that's kind of where it originates. And this will be helpful too when we talk about heart disease, because the leading theory now is really, even with heart disease and diabetes, where these problems are actually occurring is right here. The start of it is right here in the endothelium. See this inner layer of the blood vessel. That endothelial layer is so important for several different reasons. One of which is it's what produces nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, as it shows right here, is what dilates our blood vessels. Okay, and that's what allows blood flow to get into the penis in the first place to create that erection. So super important. So when this endothelial lining is damaged, your nitric oxide production is going to be damaged, and it starts a process of creating plaque in your blood vessels, which I'm going to get into here in a second. But the other reason, well, at least one other reason, there's probably more than this, but the endothelial layer is so important because it's hydrophilic in nature. And what that means is it's a water-loving surface. And the reason that's important is recently they have found in science what they call the fourth state of water. Okay, we always knew that there was solid, liquid, and gas forms, but there's a fourth state, and that is this hydrophilic nature. The fact that water actually flows naturally when it comes in contact with the hydrophilic surface. It's a wild thing that they found here because we always thought it was just the heart pumping the blood through the blood vessels that made the blood flow. That's part of it. It's more like an accelerator. But the surface itself, that endothelial surface itself, helps create the flow of the blood. So when that surface is compromised, it cannot flow as well. Okay, so it's, like I said, it's insidious on multiple levels when that endothelial layer is damaged. Okay, so this kind of shows here, this is the endothelial layer on the top. All right, and what it's showing here is that inside this endothelial layer, the creation of nitric oxide, primarily from the amino acid L-arginine. Okay, it turns into nitric oxide, and that nitric oxide from the endothelial layer then goes into the smooth muscle of the blood vessel itself. So let's say the blood vessels of the penis, right? So once it goes into that smooth muscle, it creates something called CGMP, Cyclic GMP, and that's what causes that blood vessel to open up. See, relaxation right down here. Really, really important. Without this process working correctly, then you're not going to get great erections. Okay, this has to be working. There's a lot more to erections than just this, but this is a critical factor. This has to be happening. We'll go to the next one. So this is, once again, this is the formation of plaque right here. So this is going to, once this forms, that greatly decreases the amount of blood flow that will go through your blood vessels. But if you look here, the initial, and you'll see this later too, I have another slide to show this, but look right here, damaged endothelium. Okay, that's what starts the process and the whole thing. That's what starts the whole plaque creating process in the first place. So once again, I'm just showing how important that endothelial layer is. Okay, and that's one of the things that diabetes is affecting, is this endothelial layer of your blood vessels. All right, let's go to the next slide. So you'll see that right here. These are some of the main causes of endothelial dysfunction, and here's diabetes right there, top of the list. Okay, coming in and damaging this endothelial layer, which will result in arterial sclerosis, which we just showed in that last slide, which is the building up of plaque in your blood vessels, which decreases the amount of blood that can get through there. Hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and you see how it narrows the center of the blood vessel. Once again, less blood can get through when you have high blood pressure because of that. Okay, and then there's a thrombus, which is a type of blood clot that can get in there from a damaged endothelial layer. Okay, and these can be downright dangerous because they can break loose and they can be a big problem. All right, so let's go on to the next one right here. So this shows the endothelial layer.
When it comes to getting throbbing, stage 4, rock hard on command, and lasting as long as you want in the bedroom, both permanently and naturally at any age, the first step is understanding exactly what is going on under the hood of your manhood. Because if a man doesn't understand the basic mechanics of how his manhood works, how can he expect anything he tries to work? He just ends up throwing punches in the dark, and then is frustrated when everything he tries stops working and makes his hardness and lasting power worse over time, conveniently leading him to more and more extreme treatments that further destroy his manhood and his ability to perform in the bedroom. So if this is a priority for you and you would like to finally get off of Big Pharma's hamster wheel, keeping you trapped, broken, and desperate, then you're going to want to set aside about 75 minutes to watch this free training I made just for you that's going to allow you to finally understand the ecosystem behind your manhood and bedroom performance. Like fixing a leaky pipe, you can't just drywall over it or you'll end up with a house full of black mold. You have to fix the source of the leaky pipe if you want permanent results that will last a lifetime. So I put a link in the description to claim a 24-hour access pass to my new masterclass that will take you by the hand and show you exactly what's going on under the hood. So you can finally understand exactly what methodologies, frameworks, and systems that our guys are using right now to conquer their bedroom performance permanently and naturally at any age. So go ahead and click the link in the description and I'll see you inside the masterclass. Xander Holt, signing off.